Hey guys, Infidel 1258 here. Today I'm going to talk about Golem Overlord once again. Today I want to do a focused video around what it means to extract the most part and comp and shards through sort of an intentional offensive effort. Battling is my friend. There's two ways to earn with the game: passively through scavenger golems and secondarily actively through attacking opponents who have their own part. And so I'm going to focus on certain tips and tricks that I've found over the 8 months playing this game that have really helped me get more reward from my time and attention through attacking intentionally. Okay, so if that sounds interesting, stick around, stay tuned, like and subscribe, and drop comments below. Let me know if you want this Golem Overlord content. I'm enjoying it. I thought let's create content for you guys in the process. So just very superficially and very quickly, scavenger golems, they're the tool that will allow me to passively collect part just by like farming it. And secondarily, there's power, which allows me to attack you and steal your part, which you've potentially farmed. And faith matters in there too, but let's not get too deep into kind of technically how you it. Let's assume you understand the game well enough to attack. There's tips about how you can attack better and optimally to get the most. So let's talk about that. So the first thing I want to say is that, like, I've got some attacks queued up here. The best thing, one of the things that I learned relatively quickly, and maybe you haven't, is that upgrading prestige impacts your battle energy calculation. So your battle energy calculation is dependent upon your level. And so you will get more battle energy more quickly, and you'll have better cooldowns, and you'll have more claims, and it's just such an important factor in this game. So focus on this. But wherever you're at, like today, there's one thing to aim at, like improving, making your nation, your country, or whatever this thing is called, better. But like wherever you're at today, you have a certain niche. If you are, in my range, fine, you're fighting versus my people. Like I have 161 power. I fight people 125 to 135 power. Sorry, 125 to 135 fortification. We'll show that now. And I want to say something right out of the gate. The time when you attack matters. It feels like many people play this from North America. And so when I log in, it's 8 o'clock right now in the morning. There's a ton of people who've already claimed. There's a ton of people who've already been attacked. There's a lot of dashes that are lower than usual, which tells me people have actively woken up and taken care of business. And so that means that like you get less claim from these people. And some of these people can claim like right now, like that's what this indicates. But these numbers, these stash numbers, are just quite low. Like I will often in the middle of the night find that these stashes are, and again, these are my competitors. Your data is going to be different, but I think you're going to find this trend to be true. If you approach the game in like the 9-10 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time range, which probably, I guess, is at 1 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, I find people have bigger stashes than usual. That's because maybe they haven't touched it all day. Maybe they're already asleep. They haven't touched it. And then simultaneously, in the morning, like 5 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 6 a.m., which I'm usually up, I find that the stashes are higher than usual. So timing matters. But it's not just about the people's stash getting out of control, because if you don't know what that means, like your stash grows and grows and grows until you claim it. People have to claim every 4, 8, or 12 hours. You want to claim it before it gets too juicy. Right now, I got to claim mine because it's at 872. People are going to attack me soon. I've been attacked twice recently, and I defended both, but it's a matter of moments or minutes before I do get attacked and lose. So timing matters in terms of the stash getting out of control, and you want to harvest people's stash when they're at its maximum. Now, again, for you, if your power is lower than mine, your opponent's stashes are going to be lower because your opponents are lower on the rung of sort of hierarchy. But wherever they're at, if they usually have 20 at those hours I just told you, 10, 11 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 5, 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, if they usually have 20 stash regularly at that moment, I bet they're going to have 10 during sort of the middle of the business day. And so recognize who your opponent is, and then recognize when they're claiming and when you can maximally harvest from them. That's kind of tip number one. Tip number two, it's also around time, is that as I look up opponents, like I say, 125 is the power range that I can have 80 to 100% success over these people. Like a 80 to 100% chance to win, 100% chance to win, 80 to 100. And actually, let's organize it by stash. All these people are going to give me a strong win rate, 100%, 80 to 100, 80 to 100, 80 to 100. So I'm going to beat these guys. It's going to feel good. I'm going to claim, but I'm not going to get very much. I'm going to get 40, 40, 50, 0, 0, 0, 60. This is a good one. I'm going to attack that one quickly. And anytime I see like 60 or more, for me, that's an attack. Like I know that's like a ripe tree. I got to go. I got to attack now before somebody else does it, especially when I get those high win rates. But I guess my point is recognize that you have to do a balance between the super easy wins, like 80 to 100% win is great. You're going to win most of those battles, almost all of them. That's great. But if I'm only going to get 40 part from this guy, and if there's a risk to losing, which there is, I just lost one of those. I attacked and I lost 4 part. So it's not risk-free to attack somebody. So then you have to say, even at an 80 or 100% chance to win, I still can lose. And then you have to say, well, is the return on this potential attack worth the risk? And usually it is, but sometimes you log in and everybody's claimed recently or everyone's been attacked. In the middle of the day, you'll see all of these timers being procced, which means that everyone in my range here has been attacked because everyone's active and playing the game. Right now, there's a few snoozers that haven't come in. And here's one example I want to point to. Those other battles I just showed you where the fortification was at 125 maximum, this is 130, but those last screen, I had 80 to 100% chance to win. I was getting a potential 40, 50, 60 part from those attacks. This guy here has 80 potentially for me, and I have a 60 to 80% chance to beat this guy. Now, my chance to win has gone down, but my return has doubled. And so you have to think through the math around that. Like if I get a double opportunity to extract more from you, like literally double from you, then I'd rather take a 20% reduction in my chance to win and roll the dice. 60 to 80 is still a solid chance to win, and you need to navigate that well. You need to go through if you are used to attacking in that 25 fortification range, check out the 30 range or the 27 range. If you're used to attacking in that 200 range, check out the 210 range and see what you see. There might be opponents out there that are, well, you're away. He just claimed while I was busy talking to you guys. So that's the thing. You got to act quickly, act early, act when people are sleeping, identify, weigh the risk. Would I rather have an 80 to 100% chance to win, or would I rather have like a greater opportunity at a higher return? And that's the consideration. Like often I'll spend, if I have 8 battle energy, I might spend 5, 6 of those attacks on people that I'll really easily beat. And, generally speaking, I'm looking for 50 to 60 part from those people. Depends on the time of day. That's my level in this game. And then I will crank it up and see, like, what about if I really throw caution to the wind and fight somebody who's a little bit too big for my britches? You know what I mean? Like this guy here, 91 part, and I have a 62 and 80% chance to beat him. So let's roll the dice. And I can see over here on the screen, I won that one, 62 part out of that deal. This guy, 40 to 60%, let's skip him. 60 to 80, there we go. See, there's opportunities on this one page. This guy has, I'm looking for fortifications that have 145. And this guy has a 60 to 80% chance. This guy has a 60 to 80% chance. So some of them have a better chance than others, even though they're on this one page with this one fortification. Which brings me to my final point. I have to claim before I make the last point, because I'm currently at risk. So I got 1306, and I'm going to ready up. I'm going to claim it right now before somebody attacks me. I'll make my final point. The thing about attacking is that your attack, the success and the people you're being faced off against is determined based on, okay, first of all, the success of your attack, likelihood of your attack, as well as the ability to extract from certain enemies is actually dependent upon your rating. It's not just dependent on your power, your faith, your fortification. Those things are obviously directly relevant. If I have a greater power than you have a fortification, I have a greater chance to beat you. But if I have a massive rating increase over you, the extraction rates are, like, I'm going to be posed against other opponents than you. Like, this is one of the criteria by which you are found in a certain cohort of opponents. And so if I go back to the battle screen, I might find somebody that has a similar rating or even a way bigger rating. Like if I come in here and I search by faith, like my faith is 140. If I search in here by 90 max faith, I'm 50 over these people theoretically in faith. But that doesn't mean I'm over them in fortification and over them in power, over them in rating. This guy has double my rating. I have 150,000 rating. He has a 320,000 rating. And these guys, like, I have a 5% chance to beat him, a 60% chance to beat him, like all over the place, because rating matters, not just fortification, not just faith. So understand that. I'm gonna leave it there. Have an amazing day. Bye for now, guys.